Hello, little humans. We are going through the guided practice on day 8, slide 7. We're going to be looking at planning, finding the important information and the model, and creating a number sentence and estimating what our answer should be. This problem says, Dash Airways offers 47 flights from Los Angeles to New York every month. Each flight seats 286 people, and each person can carry up to 50 pounds of luggage. How many people can fly from Los Angeles to New York on Dash Airways every month? Let's find the important information in the problem first. Who is this about? We know it's about Dash Airways flying from Los Angeles or flights from Dash Airways flying from LA, Los Angeles to New York every month. There are 47 flights from Los Angeles to New York every month. I'm going to copy that because that is important information. Make sure I have my period. And then the next piece of important information, each flight seats 286 people. That is important as well. I need to know how many people can fit on each flight on every single plane ride. And then it says each person can carry up to 50 pounds of luggage. Well, it has a number, so let me go ahead and put it in there just in case. Usually if it has a number, it's probably important, so I'm going to put it in there. And let's read, what is the question actually asking us to find? How many people can fly from Los Angeles to New York on Dash Airways every month? Oh, okay. So this is telling me, or I'm sorry, it's asking me to find out how many people are going from LA to New York every month. I'm sorry, Los Angeles to New York every month. So do I really need to know how much luggage there is? No, that is extra information that we don't need. I am focused on how many people are going to be flying from Los Angeles to New York every month. So not just on one trip, on every trip of that month. Now that we found our important information in our problem, we can go ahead and find what operation and model matches our word problem. So let's look at our operations and think about the keywords that we saw. Reminding myself what the addition model looks like, we're putting things together. Subtraction, we're taking parts away from a total. Multiplication, we're repeatedly adding numbers together. We're adding equal groups together to combine and make a total. And with division, we start with a total and we are breaking it into equal pieces. What does that sound more like for our problem over here? I see that it says each flight, so we know that it has an equal number on every flight, and we know how many groups there are or how many flights there were. So because I know how many groups there are, 47 flights, and how many people are on each flight or how many people are in each group, and because I'm trying to find a total, it did not give me my total. That tells me that I'm going to work with multiplication, with repeated addition. So now that I know my model, now that I know my operation and the important information, I can start drawing my model. So I know multiplication models look like this. Now I have to decide what does the circle represent? I know that there are 47 flights, and on each flight there are 286 people. So each flight, that tells me that 286 is going to go inside the circles, and I should have 47 circles, but that is way too much to draw. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and my last one, if I were to draw all of them out, I would have 47. And inside each, I'm going to have 286. Now, if I wanted to, if I completely forgot how to multiply numbers, could I just add all of these together and add 286 47 times? Yes, I could. But being in 5th grade, we want to try to use the easier operation, which is going to be multiplying. And what two numbers are we going to multiply together? Let's write our number sentence. We will have 286 times 47. And off the top of my head, I don't know what that is. So to make sure that I am getting close to what my answer should be, I am going to estimate. So I'm going to rewrite, I have 286 times 47. And let's see what these numbers can turn into to make it easier. I'm going to use front end estimation, which means I'm going to underline the front number and circle what's behind it. Now my 8, I know, is going to round up because it is greater than 5. And 5 or more, we add one more. 4 or less, we let it rest. So my 8 is going to round up, which means my 2 is going to add one more, and I end up with a 3. Everything else behind it turns into zeros. I'm going to do the same thing with my 4. My 7 is going to round up. So my 4, I add one more, and my 4 turns into a 5. Everything else to the right turns into a 0. And I can multiply just like that. When we have our estimate of each number, now I can go ahead and multiply them to see what a good estimate for our question will be. I'm going to look at the front numbers, like 3 and 5. 3 times 5 I know is 15. And I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 zeros behind it. So that tells me when I do actually solve my problem, it should be somewhere close to 15,000. Remember, we estimate to make things easier, so make sure we're doing estimating before we actually try to solve for an actual answer.